Yeah, there's definitely a lot of art around here and a lot of different theaters. EPAC, though, I feel like is coming on all the time. There's so many shows.
There are so many different programs at the
Yep.
Endicott Performing Arts Center. They have 3 or 4 different youth programs by itself. What we're a part of, the repertory company, and music lessons all the time being held in the old Lyric Theater.
All right, well, the next thing that's being held is All Shook Up. So tell me a little bit about that show and what All Shook Up is.
It's a wonderful story featuring the music of the King, Elvis Presley,
Yeah.
based on a story written by the bard William Shakespeare.
Okay.
They magically combine the two elements to create a wonderful story about a roving roustabout who comes into a Midwest town back in the 50s and just turns the town around, makes people happy again, lets them believe in dancing, with a wonderful cast of characters, including a female mechanic who really wants to get to know him a lot better.
Okay.
Her best friend, who has been in love with her for his whole life, a grieving widower who's looking to rediscover love, the owner of a honky-tonk, and a mayor who is just determined to keep the social status where it is.
Okay, interesting. And you know, before this interview, we were talking that you, about 10 years ago, you taught this at Shenango Valley, my rival school, but we got over that
We
part.
mended fences.
Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah, we're okay now. But tell me why you wanted to do this again, why it really stuck with you.
Well, it was a show I knew absolutely nothing about when we undertook it at Shenango Valley with my directing partner. And as each rehearsal went on, I loved that show more and more until finally the show opened, and I'm like, I'll do this again someday. 10 years
Okay.
later, here we are. That show was done with high school kids. Now we get to branch out. Adults play adults, kids play kids, and it's just a lot. It's just so much fun.
Okay, and so you are the director.
I am.
But if you had to play a character, who would you want to play?
20 years ago, it'd be Dennis, probably the best friend. He's got a great second act song, and Patrick, our Dennis in this production, absolutely crushes it.
Okay.
But today, I'm much more of a Jim, the grieving widower who falls in love with the local museum curator.
Okay, what's his personality like?
He starts off the show a little bit down here, but as it builds up, as the show goes on,
Okay.
the roustabout turns him around and really just re-energizes his life.
Okay, that's awesome. I love that. So you said there's a lot of music by Elvis Presley. So is there any ones that we all would know that
Oh,
you
there's
could mention?
tons that everyone would know. Heartbreak Hotel, Jailhouse Rock, One Night with You, some of the absolute classics. And of course, the title song, All Shook Up.
Okay, awesome. I mean, sounds good to me. I know a lot of Elvis songs. I know a lot of other people will too.
Yep.
So is this a family-friendly show? Should people
Absolutely.
bring out their families?
Absolutely. Plus, as Howard said, it's going to be in the 80s, and the air conditioning is cranked up in that building. So
Perfect.
it's a perfect way to get a couple hours outside of the heat.
Okay. And how do you think that this one kind of mixes in with all of the other shows going on? How does it really, you know, it's thrown in there to a bunch of different ones, but really what makes it so unique?
I mean, EPAC has a wonderful season. They just did Fiddler on the Roof a few months ago. Coming up in the fall, they have La Cage aux Folles. These are 3 completely different stories. And that's what makes EPAC so great, is they're going to tell multiple different stories, and they're all told multiple different ways.
Okay. And what does the set look like, and what does the costumes like? Does it take you back in time a little bit? What does it look like?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the set, we've got some great older looking pieces when we're in a gas station, an old gas pump. We've got some wonderful projection screens. We do a nice mix of 3D imagery, of being able to interact with the set, with wonderful projections on the background that really brings you into the story.
Okay. And then when people are going to the show and they watch it, what are they going to take from it? What are some themes that you really think are shown in this production?
I mean, don't get tied. One of the main lessons is don't get tied down by class.
Okay.
And in fact, the mayor, without spoiling anything, may have an epiphany at the end of the show. May or may not. We'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
But I mean, that's one of them. And just, you know, love can happen at any time. And I realize that could be a theme in a lot of musicals, but it is extremely prevalent in this one.
All right, perfect. So lastly, tell me when, where the show is and all the details like that.
Absolutely. We open tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. We also have shows Friday, Saturday at 8 o'clock, and then we get to end the weekend with a 3 o'clock matinee at the Endicott Performing Arts Center on Washington Ave in Endicott.
All right, and if people want to find more information, if they're looking to do the show, where can they find all those details?
Best way to find it, go to their website, endicottarts.com.
All right, perfect. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it, and have fun directing this funky fun show.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. For those of you who might have missed those details, the Endicott Performing Arts Center is bringing high energy entertainment to the stage with its production of All Shook Up, a live musical inspired by the songs of Elvis Presley. Performances run July 10th through 13th at EPAC 102 Washington Ave in Endicott, with evening shows Thursday through Saturday at 8 p.m. and a Sunday matinee at 3 p.m. As part of its mission to promote community theater, EPAC invites audiences of all ages to enjoy this rock and roll filled celebration of love, rebellion, and unforgettable music. For more information, visit endicottarts.com. And after the break, we check out Triple City Street Rods Cars in the Park event, and even got to check some sweet rides right outside the